This week on the Push-Pull Legs podcast, we talk about EMS and using your platform to say what you like, because there's been some funny stuff in our inboxes. Also, remember, we don't run any ads. This is all for you guys, and thanks for listening to the content. So if you really want to, go give us a listen, a like, and a rating. Amazing. 3, 2, 1. Day 2 of Bitegate is still going.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push-Pull Legs podcast with myself, Dan Meek.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on, buddy?
I'm all good. I still can't believe there's someone out there who has hot chocolate first thing in the morning, to be honest. Whatever.
I know.
Forget about the bike. Fuck it.
Mate, there's at least a lad couple of times a week, and I don't get it. I've had some hate online by a couple of people.
Children, probably. Yes, yeah, I'd say children.
They know who they are. They won't listen to this show. I don't know. Montel might do. But yeah.
It just tells me you're a child straight away. Like you can't live without that bit of sugar. First thing in the morning.
Like one of them, like Annie, he's one of my best mates, and he drinks coffee. Like he drinks coffee. Why would he have a hot chocolate? We've like when we were first with PT and way back when he first joined, it must be like 7 years ago, I don't know. And then we had like hot chocolates on the gym floor whilst we were training clients. That was at 7 p.m. because we were sleepy and we fancied it and it was nice and cold. Hot chocolate is the drink you have that like either like, oh, it's a bit cold, I'm going to have this. You're up a mountain or something like that, and you're like, oh, I'm bringing the hot chocolate. That'd be nice to have at the top of the mountain.
Yeah,
or
I feel like it also has to be dark as well. I feel like it can't even be that light. You know, it's like it's getting dark, isn't it? Yeah,
it's getting dark. You're having a little wander around town. It's Christmassy, all that fun stuff. That's when you have a hot chocolate. I almost went there with a mocha the other day, but I had it at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon because I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a little mocha. That'd be nice.
The only time I've had a mocha in the morning is because the coffee was that bad that it was the only way I would have drunk caffeine, you know, from there. But yeah, me and Mike constantly go back and forth about the drink situation with coffee, because obviously he says I'm a coffee snob because I refuse to drink. Oh, but mate,
I almost laid into him today because he did like a pan-in like video on his thing to Costa, and then was like, what's my drink? I would have been like, doesn't fucking matter, it's shit, it's in a Costa.
Well, that's basically what I said. Well, it's shite. That's what it is. Yeah, exactly. And then that's what prompted me to post mine, which was the AeroPress in the jug, like done properly, aerated coffee. Like it looked almost like tea, you know, because it's that good quality coffee that you don't roast it. You know,
we got really snobby here as well. So obviously I live with my buddy Nathan, and like we're a bit coffee snobby. So we've got 4 to 5 ways of making coffee in our house. Yeah. So it'd be AeroPress,
so you should
like filter machine, cafetiere, Nespresso pod, and then like if you want to go out and get normal coffee, that's fine. There's also I live about 50 yards away from a Starbucks and a Gale's, so I could do that as well. That's fine.
But you wouldn't have done because it's not good coffee.
Well, I don't know. I have done when I'm lazy as well, and if I want to take a coffee to go, sometimes it's all right. So
I've got AeroPress, V60, and espresso machine, so I can have an espresso or a flat white. I don't have espresso very often.
I guess you don't like have a cafetiere or anything like that. So.
Don't have cafetiere, no. V60 would be the equivalent, wouldn't it, of that? But
is that like the filter machine?
That's the one where you pour it over the top like that.
No,
get the cone.
I've got an old-fashioned I've got a cone filter, but like an old-fashioned American filter coffee. Like you want to fill up. Like a diner kind of thing.
I know what you mean. Those. Yeah. But you can't put good coffee in those because they're just like you've got to have just bog standard coffee because it'll just
It's just like that's a Saturday morning. If like you got a few people, boom. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah.
It's good stuff though. I enjoy it, but I don't know. Yeah, Mike, I had no idea what he's doing.
It does make me laugh. People go, oh, I love coffee though. Oh, I love a coffee meal, a good Starbucks. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I don't know anything about coffee. That's like saying I love a good beer and you drink like Carlsberg or something. You know, I know nothing about beer, by the way. I just know that Carlsberg is the shittest one, or you know, like Foster's or whatever. Do you know the really shit one?
I think the shit one. Yeah, shit ones would be like Foster's, Carlsberg. I can't get behind Amstel. No, and also I can't get behind like Stella or anything like that. So I bet there might be the connotation I can't get behind, but yeah,
I think a lot of people don't like. Again, a lot of people who know beer don't like Budweiser either. They say that's pretty.
Yeah, it's a rice beer, so it's made out of rice. That's probably why. So they're doing.
Oh, is it? There you go.
So like you got like Coors and Bud, which is like Coors Light and Bud Light and stuff like that. So they're like piss. Oh, it's awful. Don't know how Americans drink that. Oh, I'm an IPA person, so.
Well, again, but then you go to drink Americans coffee and you understand why they like to drink that beer. Same thing. Exactly the same thing. Like, yeah, we went to Dunkin' Donuts here, and I wanted a donut. I went in and got a coffee, and biggest mistake of my life. Not the biggest, one of the biggest mistakes of my life. Yeah, just awful. And like I said, I'm a bit of a coffee snob, so I had a nice Kenyan filter this morning. Do you know what I mean? Nice fruity, like, you know. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I look forward to my coffee every morning because it's just I only have one a day pretty much. But I have one a day pretty much as soon as I wake up. Try not to have more than one. Yeah, such a nice start to the day. Good coffee, not hot chocolate.
Coffee. Not hot chocolate. Not what time was I there? 6:40. Something like that. Like,
oh, it's not even 9 a.m. or anything. Do you know what I mean? It's 6:40, like the first thing you must have that day.
That is the first thing he's had. Like,
nah.
I was just like, what are you doing? I don't understand.
It's gonna go back.
You're gonna have that and fall back straight asleep. And like, I'm assuming that it's not the first thing I drink. I usually neck because I usually take a big shaker of water to bed, and then I'll be sipping that in bed maybe, and then whenever I wake up, I neck the rest of it to wake myself up because my metabolism needs speeding up. Then so I need to.
Water, yeah. Have you put lemon in it? Have you put some lemon?
Oh yeah, it's true. I did little. I've got a little pipette of like lemon and vinegar that I have to put in, and then that wakes me. It has to be kind of room temperature though. If you have it hot or cold,
doesn't work.
Apparently hot increases your metabolism, gets it firing up again, doesn't it? So you're meant to do that. So
apparently, yeah.
Yeah, that's the good one. But anyway, I'm sure people wanted to know what Bikegate's all about. Obviously, I've let people know.
No, we don't care, Tom. Let's go on to anything else.
Well, I feel like I don't know whether you've watched or listened. You probably skipped through my story. If anybody's listening,
I know about Bikegate. Don't you worry about that.
Fuck me, it's so annoying, and it's still happening. But I'm gone to stage 2 or like stage 3. I don't know what I'm at. So. Long story short, I'm going to tell the whole thing. Right. So I had a meeting in Soho, so if you want to go steal my bike, it's currently still in Golden Square. It's a red BMC. It's got a sticker from when I did a Blenheim triathlon on it, so I know what one it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, I locked it up, all good. Bosh, went off to my meeting, finished the meeting, went to get my bike again. And yeah, my lock has fucked. And then obviously the helpful people, one of my friends, Sarah, she'll be listening. So yeah, it was like, did you use the right key? I went, no, Sarah. I decided to use my door key, my front door key, to have a little go with that today. I was like, of course I used the right key, and yes, I do have the key. That's not the issue. I was like, oh, what is it? I was like, the mechanism's fucked inside. I was like, oh, is the key stuck? I was like, the key. There's nothing wrong with the key. There's nothing wrong with that bit. It's like whatever the I don't know the spring or whatever, I don't know. Whatever's in a lock, I don't know. That's on one side it's working, on the other side it's not working. So it's not releasing. It's like a U lock, right? It's a decent fucking lock, right? Now I'm regretting spending money on a lock because I can't break my own lock. Okay. So then I've decided, I was like, all right, okay, what can I do? All right, I'm gonna go to a hardware store. Went and got some WD-40, absolutely fucking drenched the fucker just to see if that'll because it gets rid of like corrosion and stuff like that. I was like, maybe that'll do. Like, wait for half an hour. Nope. All I just have is WD-40 all over my hands, and I'm stinky bastard. Wonderful. So then I walked up to Evans Cycles, knowing that's like half a fucking mile away, but knowing they have a workshop because I bought my bike from there. I was like, all right, well, I was like, this is a really odd request. I was like, can you come with me to break into my own bike? I was like, what? I was like, my bike lock's fucked. And I was like, and I need someone to break it for me. And I was like, I'll pay you your hourly rate just to walk down with me and break it and get rid of it. I was like, is that fine? Then they was like, yeah. And I was like, here's the picture of the lock. He was like, yeah, bolt cutters aren't allowed to cut that. I was like, that needs a angle grinder or axle grinder, whatever it is. And I was like, for fuck's sake. And I was like, do you have one of those? And he was like, we do, but it needs a power cord. And like, it doesn't look like there's a power cord next to your bike. I was like, no, there's not, obviously. It's on a fucking street. So, and I was like, all right, what am I meant to do then? And he was like, so I've heard people call the fiber grade. I was like, get fucked. I'm not fucking calling the fiber grade. I was like, how embarrassing would that be? So like, excuse me, yeah, I've busted my lock. Can you come and shape my look? That is the equivalent of like cat stuck up a tree in it. Like, that's the modern day.
Worse than that.
I was just like, fuck me. All right, I can't do that. And then I went back to Soho and I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to call the fire brigade, but if I accidentally run into some policemen, they should be like on the beat around there. I was like, maybe I can
Probably
ask them for
not.
some advice.
Probably not the way London
So,
is at the moment, mate.
Fuck me, it took me like half an hour to find policemen. Bearing in mind, Golden Square is right next to Piccadilly Circus, Trafalgar Square, Regent Street, Carnaby Street. These are quite heavily populated, kind of touristy, probably crime theft areas. Nobody. I found two, and they were awful. I was like, "Fuck me." They were not like. They were like, "Are you sure it's your bike?" I was like,
I was about to say, yeah, they're gonna go. It's not your bike.
and I was like, "Yeah, look." I was like, "Look, this is me on a bike." And I actually text my mate who is a copper, and he was like, "Yeah, they won't be able to do anything." That was like, "They won't know it's your bike." And I was like, "I've got a picture of me on my bike at a triathlon." I was like, "And it's that bike." I was like, "They won't matter." And then I was like, "I must have the proof of purchase somewhere in my email." Couldn't find it. Oh, very odd. At the time I needed it, but it's fine. And he was like, bit weird, but yeah, we'll circle back round. We're actually on the way to a call. They didn't come back round, did they? So I was like, all right, brilliant. And then the security man came out around Golden Square. It's a nice area. So they've actually got like roaming security around that area. Dan knows what Golden Square is. And it's a very high, yeah, I guess it's a pretty expensive place to be in London. And yeah, and he was like, "You right, mate?" I was like, "Yeah, I can't get into my bike." He was like, "Yeah, I've been watching you for the last like hour and a half on my security guard." I was like, "You prick!" And then he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Is it fucked?" I was like, "Yeah, mate, absolutely screwed." I was like, "I can't get it off," and he was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, but I could see there was a big development happening on the side, like right next to where my bike is, just on the other side of the road. And I was like, "Can you go?" I was like, "They're on your like, are you the security guard for here?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Can you go and ask these workmen if they have anything to cut my bike?" I was like, "My bike look." And I was like, "I'll give them a crate of beer if they want, like, if they can come down." And this lad called Alan came down. He was like, "Yeah, I can cut that, no problem. But the issue is there's a car park right next to you. So if I come down and grind it, that car's going to get fucked. Like paintworks will be all the sparks." And I was like, "Brilliant. How do I move the car?" I was like, "I don't know whose car it is." It's like, so I've literally gone down there 3 times trying to think, like, is the car moved? No. Is the car moved? No. Let's try and get Alan down from his working. He's like, "I'm there from 7 till 5 every day. Come and get me if you need me." I was like, fuck's sake. All right. So I did that again today and missed it. And I was like, for fuck's sake. I was like, I need to work out when that person doesn't park there. They might live there for all I know. I doubt it. It's like a Nissan Leaf. Bit of a strange car to be.
Why did you doubt that? That's a bit.
No. Presumptuous. But anyway, yeah. And then so all my Googling has been bit suspect, how to break bike locks, how to do this, how can I break a lock without key. So I think tomorrow, or no, actually whenever it gets delivered, so maybe Thursday, I've Googled, apparently you can freeze a lock. So I'm going to try that. So I'm used compressed air. You know, the thing like you might clean like the inside of a computer with or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you get compressed air, literally unload the whole of the compressed air on the lock and then smash it with a hammer, apparently that like fucks the lock and it might come off. I watched a couple of YouTube videos and it looks like it works. So I'm gonna have a go at that. Maybe if Alan isn't available. But it's also really suspect. I'm going to be in the middle of what is quite a populated square, just bashing away.
It's not a good look, mate.
So if anybody's in the London area and they have an axle grinder or angle grinder, whatever, that they can lend me, I'm sure I could hire one. Worst case scenario, like I'll hire one and try and get this fucking. But it's more the car. It's the car that needs moving. Otherwise, I'm gonna fuck it.
I think at some point you've got to just screw the car and just be like, look.
Well, I could take. Surely I could just take a rug. Like I can take a little rug to go over the car, and that will be fine, won't it?
I'm sure it would. Yeah, I'm no expert, but I'm sure.
Anyway, so stay tuned. That is,
mate. You got to video it now when you're doing it. I want you to video.
Oh, I will. Yeah, 100%. I was in a video. Alan cutting it for me, my hero. It makes me feel like such a fucking beta male that like I've got to go up to a man like, "Can you cut my bike for me?" Like, I'm like, yeah. To be fair. So all I do is tell people how to move and sit at a laptop for a living. So
yeah, mate, I felt like a beta male. My AC in the office is broken, which is a nightmare. But the guy came around and he just went, "Yeah, you just needed to turn it off and reset it." Great, brilliant. And he was like, "Have you got a ladder?" And I was like, "Nah." You know, and they give you that look as if to say, "Why the fuck don't you have a ladder?" You're like, "Why would I have a ladder? I don't need. I call you. Like, why would I?" You know? Anyway. He's come around. He's turned it off and back on again. Hit the reset button, and it was like, oh, he's working now. It's working. He left 10 minutes later. It turned off. There's obviously like a time delay in it, so it's obviously fucked, right? So I keep resetting it, and it works for 10 minutes, then goes off again. So I messaged him, and he was just like, he came around again, did the same thing, and I went, no. Like I tried that. Like stay now, it will go off. And he went, yeah. He said it's broken. oh, really? It's broken, is it, mate? Yeah. He's like, yeah, I need to come back. I'm like, fucking hell. You know, he's like, oh, it's people, man. Unbelievable. It's broken. Oh, is it? Oh, is it?
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, thanks.
You're
really useful. Yeah, literally, you're one step up from me, and all you did was reset it. Brilliant. So now I can't fix that now. Great. So yeah, I'm with you, mate. I know it feels to be beating male, but never mind.
I know. Life goes on. Anyway, fitness and stuff. FYI, Combine starts on Monday. You want to get involved? Had some people reach out. I actually haven't sent out the link to get in yet, so it'll probably be out by the time this shows up. So you're good. You're good if you fancy getting 11.34% better or whatever it was. Yeah. Booming. So
that's what you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna, just because of workload, I'm gonna limit it to a few people. So, but get in there by, I guess, Friday.
Get in there.
Get in there. Combine, 8 to 10 weeks. Drop off if you want to, but basically a tenner a week. Not bad. Not bad, Daniel, I'd say. If you actually want some sort of structured program.
Yeah.
And some gains for a tenner a week.
It's not 11% gains, mate. That was pretty good.
11% gains. Yeah, 1% a week. I'm guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. You have to put in the work. So, yeah. Unfortunately.
Can I skip the cardio bit?
Well, most people did, and they still got 11% total. So
that's true. Yeah.
Just think if you didn't have to do that, it'd be fine. And also, yeah, I'm doing a little talk, top in 10. So I feel like I need to spread the fun. I'm doing aerobic capacity. I think I'm going to record a video tomorrow, Thursday. If you fancy listening to what I actually do in aerobic capacity, then yeah, you probably have to be on my email list if I'm really brutal, or in my Combine group. So yeah, I won't release it anywhere else. Have fun if you want to watch 10 minutes of me, Dan, after having at least 45 minutes of us on here. We might not keep it to 45 minutes today because we went a little bit over last week because Dan got excited about talking about what we were talking about. So I had a lot of good feedback off that show. So thank you.
Thank you. No one's messaged me at all whatsoever.
Well, you didn't post about it. I literally did a post, and I did a post of what I said I was going to do. I'm just going to walk down the street and put it on my fucking feed. Absolutely fine. Yeah. Boom. It took me slightly too long standing outside Audi to put up because I was like trying to put the captions and stuff on it, but I looked like a bit suspect. I actually had to sit down because I was like, I realized my battery was going. I was like, oh no, battery. And I still walk. But anyway, Daniel, there's been one thing that's actually come a crop in the fitness world this week. We're going to talk about 3 things. Dan sent me a thing about EMS, so obviously that's back. We'll talk about using your own platform to shout about what the fuck you like. Yeah, we'll talk about MyFitnessPal. There has been a lot of uproar on what they've done in terms of paywall. And is it me or I don't really get the commotion? I'm in a few like groups and stuff like that. Sounds really cool. Facebook groups that I occasionally check. And there has been a fair bit of uproar about them taking away the barcode scanning and the ease of access for barcodes and stuff. So clients or us, blah, 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 won't be able to just scan and put it in. Yeah. And so I don't see the problem from them putting it behind a paywall because that tech's obviously pretty good. And you can still write the name in of the thing and it saves us. And I'm going to guess, Dan, you're a nutrition man, give or take 80% of the food we eat each week, it's probably the same.
Yeah.
I'd say. So the chances
I rarely use the barcode scanner on it anyway. When I used it. But the other thing as well that I find odd is it's their business. They can do what the fuck they want. Like, why are they, it's their decision. If you think it's right or wrong, that's fine. It's your decision, but they can do what they want. It's their business. You're using it for free. The reason you got uproar is because you find it so easy to use and they've just put a price on that and gone, well, actually, because you find it so easy to use, we're now going to charge you this amount.
I think it's madness that it's free.
Yeah, well, the thing is, there's others out there that are free. Like, and people, again, it's just people are just moaning because it's just frustrating because they use it, or I don't know, whatever. But there's one called Chronometer, by the way, for those that want one that does barcode scan and stuff like that, and that is free. Is Chronometer, CRONO Mutter, METER. For those people,
Dan's spelling bee.
Yeah. So that's the one that I've seen people use before. That syncs with some good like things that people use regularly, like Fitbits and stuff. But yeah, I don't get the uproar. My Fitness Pal are probably going to lose a lot of users, so their ad revenue is going to go down. But again, they must have done the maths on it to go, well, if we get 10% of people pay the money on it, it's more money than the ads we get from running the free for the hundreds of millions of people that use it. So again, it's like Under Armour aren't stupid. They're going to go, well, we're going to make more money, so we'll do it. Okay, we'll do it. Because they've obviously done a survey. They've gone, how much would you pay for that? Blah, 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 blah. Again, it's just a lot of it in there is wrong anyway. A lot of the data inputs and stuff.
I feel like you can like, is it like Wikipedia? You can kind of self-add anyway. Can you?
Yeah, people can self-add. Yeah, like, and then there's like NutriCheck is a good one. That's another one that used is quite easy to use. NutriCheck is cheap. I think it's like £3 a month, but that one actually has like pictures of the foods, so you can actually see the picture and be like, oh, actually, you know what you've had, and it's easier to find the things on NutriCheck, I believe. But yeah. I mean, is it uproar really? I mean, Jesus Christ, it's just.
I've been noticing a fair few posts.
Oh no, there has been, yeah, but
in some groups and been like, oh, they've put it behind. Oh, what are we meant to do with our clients?
Well, use your brain, go and explore the other fucking options.
Or just like how much is it going to be? Like £3-5 quid? I don't know. Like if they all right, if it's such a big burden on your clients, then you factor that into your coaching and you take it off their price and be like, look, I'm gonna pay for my Fitness Pal for you to get you the best result. Okay, cool, awesome. I don't think that's like any kind of, I don't know whether Dan does like give backs and to clients and stuff like that. I like, after people have had a decent result or they've been with me for 3 months, I'm like, you know what, go on my protein, fill it up with an amount I will tell you in Stridist in the thing. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, it's on me. Let's put that together. We've done some decent work already. Give back to your clients. Fuck me, they're paying you. Just keep them in. Like their LTV is going to be much better. So if you actually be like, all right, I'm going to give that back to you. What was one of the things I was like, if I was going to restart, like in terms of nutrition, I'd quite happily send out a Fitbit to everybody. If that was like, for a signing on fee or something like that. Just like, if we're all talking about weight loss, unfortunately, I don't deal with a lot of weight loss, so I don't have to send out Fitbits. But yeah, that would be something I would do. If I got to a stage, I've got a fair few clients, I'd be like, cool, all right, well, tracking is one of the biggest things I need. I need to know your activity. So here's a Fitbit in the post, boom, off you go. And your lifetime value is going to go up. So I think that client's going to stay longer, possibly, which is going to be better for it. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Giving your clients stuff. I don't think, that's why I want to get these hats going, man. I want my combine hats. Oh
yeah. You like a good hat, don't you?
I do like a hat. Yeah. I want my combine hat so we can combine instead of good.
What's it going to look like? What's the combine going to look like? What's the writing going to be like?
I liked like there's those block like good hats. So I'm gonna do one of those like block writing for combine, and then I've asked my sister, who is fortunately I've got a graphic designer in the family, so she's gonna do a couple of designs. So I can let's just have 2 hats that I can send out to my clients. Obviously, fun because I've noticed actually a lot of my clients wear hats. Maybe that's my niche.
Maybe it is me. Maybe you need to. Maybe I should be wearing more hats. Maybe I need to get down with the kids.
All the kids wearing hats, yeah. But then I can't get. I tend to wear like snapbacks and stuff like that. And then there's these like, I don't know, horrible like what seem like corduroy, like old school hats, all these like rustic ones. I can't get behind that. Can't do that. No. Mon materials. Apologies. Don't like them.
Yeah.
Don't like them. All right, Daniel, what do you want to talk about? EMS or using your own platform?
That one. Using your own platform.
Using your own platform.
Do what you want, innit? Come on. What did he say? What did the guy say? Read it out.
You want me to read it word for word? So he might be listening, we don't know. But Yeah, it was just an interesting. I left it unread for a while because I was just like, I'm not going to get into a heated argument or heated discussion on Instagram. And this is all kind of, obviously Instagram is my page, Dan's got his page. We've, unfortunately for some of you guys, we've done 331 episodes, but there's probably both our mums have listened to them all. So, and that's about it. Where was it? Yeah, it was just, I guess, and I bet there's people listening now who have disagreed with stuff that we've said. I hope they have. Like, because what we say,
literally hope they have.
I hope you disagree with some stuff that we say, because we're not like going to stand here on Mount Pius or whatever, but we're going to say that actually it's we do a podcast so we can get our personalities across, so people tend to like to listen to us, and I also get to talk to this idiot for an hour every now and again, and we just share our thoughts, all that kind of fun stuff, and we share our views, we share about our opinions and why we would do things based off our either research, our education. Unfortunately, we both got master's degrees in the fields that we work in, and have done 10 years or whatever of coaching, blah, 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 blah. So, but 100% we're not correct about everything. And we don't want you to think not. Like
you're not.
1,000%. Yeah, I make mistakes all the time. Fuck me. I made my client dizzy today. We did like spinning around a stick. I'm joking. She was doing like lateral burpees, just getting up and down. So she suffers with a little bit of dizziness when she does like stuff that moves her head too much, and like when she's traveling. So we did like locomotion in like valve sliders for like lateral hinges, and then it's oversight by me, and she was like, I feel a bit dizzy. I was like, yeah, this is too much movements. I was like, this is too many things happening at once for you. There's a mistake. Shock. I make them. But yeah, it was just so the interesting thing was like going so well in the pod until discussing group exercise classes. Killed me hearing total negativity, just brushing it off a waste of time. Cool. I was like, thanks for the mixture of messages. He did say he liked the pod, and he was like getting a lot of value from it, blah, 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 blah. All good, which I hope we do provide some value. And again, it's like, we're not going to provide value to every single human being on the earth, because that's not what happens, unfortunately. Because we're all slightly individual, aren't we? We're all going to take our own little grasps on stuff. So I was just like, Group X can be great, but unfortunately me and Dan have experienced a lot of bad shit. We both actually taught it for a long time. We both taught football players in fucking group situations. We both taught general population clients in group situations. So it's fine. Like being in gyms for 10 years, coaching thousands of trainers. The programming most of the time is fucking mindless and a little hard to stomach from my perspective. And I'll pride myself in the fact that I'm good at programming, and it fucking annoys the fuck out of me. And I'm just like, there's just little thought, usually, not always, but usually, for like programming classes. And by all means, sure, you won't agree with everything we say and believe. I was like, trust me, even though myself and Dan are best mates, we differ on opinions about fitness and exercises, etc. The world would be pretty boring if we all agreed with each other. I was like, that's why we have differing opinion. Like, me and Dan don't wear the same clothes, we don't watch the same movies, we have different opinion. Shock. And then I realized it'd be really weird if we wear the same clothes. Like,
it would be a bit weird, yeah.
And he was like, totally get that 100%. And geez, am I going to read this word for word? Agreed progression is difficult in a class environment, obvious reasons, but I don't think it's impossible. You just got keep things simple. So you've lost me on this one. So and then he says,
the thing is, right on the progression thing, right? Again, it's not impossible, but it's also not optimal. So you can't progress in a group X class like you can progress in your own one-to-one training, because the rest periods aren't as long, because you're too fatigued and you can't progress movements in a safe way that's going to see that person optimally, move and also, improve their physique and improve their strength, improve their power, all those other things. The only thing you can improve with group X classes is stamina and endurance to a certain degree, your ability to do hard work. And that's all you can do in it. And that's why I was so negative towards it, because most people doing it don't do it for that reason. That's the nuts and bolts of it. Like, if you wanted to improve your endurance, go running. If you want to improve your endurance, go swimming. Don't do a group X class. Why do people do group X classes? Because they want to improve physique, muscle tone, weight loss, whatever it is. And that's not the reasons you should go to it. Simple as that.
The reason being, and they should go, like, we totally understand like the psychological and sociological effects of a group X. 100%. That is probably the biggest benefit, I think. You're in like like-minded people doing
it's the
stuff
only
that
benefit.
you want to.
It's the only benefit.
Only benefit from dance response. Like,
Yeah.
at least they're moving. I get that. 100%
Yeah.
they're moving. They're into a gym, which is with the environment we want them to be in. But from a perspective of a personal trainer, I want them to not have as good results in that group X class because they're not going to. And then I'm going to be like, look, you can get better results if you do one-to-one. So you use it as a precursor to come into one-to-one, and I'm going to get better results from you. 100% we can map Group X into your programming, which is what I do for people, but I tend to pick out the classes that I want to go to, like What Bike, for example, because I know it's structured and it's like, it's predictable, for example. It's like the economy right now, right? The bad thing, the markets are crashing because they don't know, they would like to know what's happening. It's like they need predictability. If I have predictability in the classes, I don't have that as a coach. I don't know what they're going to do from week to week, from session to session, and how they're going to progress one person to the other person. I don't know what happens. So I can't train someone predictably over 4 weeks because I think that'd be fucked after doing somebody else's like I know WOD class on Thursday, and then I can't train them properly on the Friday.
And like you said, it's the predictability. Like, so the other argument that you came up with was like, oh, surely it's better than them just sat on the sofa drinking Coke, blah, blah. Well, one, we never said that. It's a straw man argument. Well done. Like, that's not what we said. So, you know, forget that. But anyway, it's like, well, actually, are you going to take someone who's a complete novice, who doesn't know how to move well, doesn't know what they're doing in the gym, and then do them in a group X class where they're going to get less attention, less time, less focus on technique? No, that's not the place they should go. That is not the place they should go. They should be doing it in a safe environment whereby it's not done with limited rest periods, where it's not done with limited supervision. It should be done in a position where actually they maybe have one-to-one, because I would rather someone had, if someone was a complete newbie, right, and bearing in mind we're dealing with robots, right, if they're a complete newbie, I would say to them, have 10 one-to-one PT sessions first, then you can go and do some group X classes, because they'll move better, they'll move with better form, they'll be more safe, they'll know what to look out for, they know the limitations, they'll know their weaknesses, they'll know their strengths. Then you can go and do group X classes. But his argument was like, oh, it's a great start to exercise. It's not a great start to, it's not. And I stand by it. And again, you can say negativity, but it's not, it's just not. Like,
so it's a good start for a cost. That's what people will look at. It's a good start because it costs less.
But the other argument to that, though, is that, in my opinion, is that you're going to probably have to then, because of potentially bad form, bad technique, bad habits you're going to pick up doing that, you're only going to progress so far, and you're only going to be limited to be able to do that to then progress further with weight, to progress further in the gym, to fix some poor forms, fix some poor habits. You're going to have to pay for that PT anyway, potentially, or some higher level coaching. Why not pay for the higher level coaching first, so that you know exactly what you're doing, and then you realize the group X classes suck dick and they're actually useless, and you're better off just going into the weights area on your own. But whatever. You say negativity, and I'm just going to double down on it because I just think they're shit. Well,
I think the point
I think he was a group X instructor, to be fair, so a bit of bias there. But yeah, I just think you have to look at it and go, what's optimal? That's where we're coming from. We're coming from a what is optimal, and in my opinion, they are the least optimal way to exercise, because it's like the jack of all trades thing. It's like they're trying to do a bit of everything, but they actually you don't become good at any of it. You don't. That's just my opinion. Yeah, there you go. Maybe Tom's a little bit more kinder about it, but it actually made me double down on it, because, like I said at the start, though, because people don't do those classes for the one thing that they are actually good at. They are forgetting the social and all that sort of stuff. And that's why I have clients who I know do them, and it's fine. And I don't have a go at them for it because they enjoy it. And again, like he says, something is better than nothing. And I agree with that for people who know how to lift. Agreed, it is better than nothing. But it's that whole thing of the way that they're marketed, the way that they're pushed, the way that they're talked about. That's not what they're good for. Because people talk about fat loss, talk about high intensity interval training. They're not high intensity interval training. They're not. They're just not. Like, the science shows that they're not. It's all this, bullshit around the marketing side of it, and for how much you pay for them as well. Sorry, like in London, what are they now, 25 quid or something like that? Stupid.
Yeah, give or take 25 quid in it for one class, whatever that is. Or you can be part of a gym that will give it all.
I
Keep
just
it
think
all
people.
for
I just
on the
think people are
membership base.
people are robbing a living. £25 a session. People are robbing a living in that class. Robbing a living. You get 10 people in there. There's no way those people are getting enough time that they need. In my opinion,
It is tough. It's super tough as well because say you've got like 10 people in a class, and then like the class is like 45 minutes long. Like, do the maths. I was like, you have to. If in a perfect world, you spent fucking just about 4 minutes with every single person. That enough to coach them through the moves that you're doing? No. Cool. All right. And then you're probably
that's 4 minutes as well, by the way. In what, about 15 different moves?
Yeah.
So what's that, a minute? What's that, 20 seconds a move or something stupid? It's just like, and look, and the other thing as well is we're saying this, and we're not even saying it and like coming at it from an angle where we've never done them, we've never run them. We believe we've done them. I've done TRX classes, I've done all sorts of stuff, and I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking because I know that I couldn't give those people as much attention as I could, and I was a decent trainer, and my clients got better results with one-to-one than the ones that went to the classes did. It's that straightforward. It's that straightforward. It's talking about what's optimal and what people go to the gym for and the reasons people are there. And I think the reasons that people go to these classes, I think they're being missold. I think that they are going there because they think they're going to get weight loss. They think they're going to get all these things. And actually all they do is get a bit out of breath and they increase their cardio, which they could have done running on a treadmill for an hour. And probably would have got less injuries.
Most likely, yeah.
I'm just gonna,
and 100%. Like there are obviously good coaches out there that still teach them. There's a lad called Dylan who, like, he's one of my trusted people who I will send people to because I'm like, he will be able to know, and he knows me, and I'm like, I've got that personal relationship. And like, if a client goes there, he knows they're my client, and I'll be like, look, cool, boom, Dylan's, I know they're gonna treat you well. But it's unfortunate, it's few and far between.
That's the thing, is of course they're good ones, just like there are probably good Herbalife sellers. Maybe not, but do you know what I mean? There are good people out there who sell meal plans, for example, like, and we slag them off and stuff, and like, of course there are, but we're talking about on the whole, like, that person has sent that message because they're a group X instructor and they think they're good and they've got their own little way of doing it, which might be fantastic, and it could well be fantastic. I'm talking about when you walk past your local Pure Gym and you look in the window,
it's just
and you see what's going on, and you see on Instagram what's going on. We have to understand that in a podcast like this, we have to talk about the majority, not just a guy who lives who's got his own garage and does his own 3-person one. That's not what we're talking about.
That's semi-private training. Fuck me. And again, we have to double down and circle back to like the whole fucking point of the segment. It's like, yeah, cool. Like, it really upset about our show. And I'm just like, all right, well, you click listen. You don't have to agree, and it's absolutely fine. Like, it's always fun getting not negative comments, but just disagreements. And yeah, I find it. I guess I used to be like that a little bit in terms of online, but I just don't do it whatsoever anymore. I'm just like, oh no, it's fine. If it's your Instagram page, or if it's your podcast, or if it's your YouTube channel, do you. You're going to find enough people who resonate with what you like doing. And guess what? The people who are listening to this show, hats off. Like, you probably can stomach listening to me and Dan and probably agree with some of the stuff we say. So, and
like you said,
you're probably the market we want to talk to as well. You're the people who resonate with us. If he doesn't resonate with us, wonderful.
It's one of the things, like I said, it's our platform, and you can say what you want. Like, that's the thing that made me laugh about it, is it's like, I don't message him being like, oh, Group X is crap. Oh my gosh, I'm going to come to your page and I'm going to go at you. Like, you know what? But it also shows me that, again, like, if you're in that place where you don't agree, it's fine to not agree, but like, do you really feel that attacked that you can't have a logical discussion about it and a logical, like, thinking, I wonder where they're coming from, like, here, I wonder what they're thinking about, and this sort of stuff. Like we've just said, like, we're just not big fans of it, right? But we also know there are positives. We're not stupid. And like, but to also go on the other side and be like, oh no, they're amazing, they're great, and I can't believe the negativity. It's like, well, why can't you believe the negativity? Because there is negativity about them. Like, there is.
We know there's, and put that on the other side, we know there's flaws to PT and personal training, like,
and online coaching and everything.
Yeah.
Of course there is.
But we're then, like you say, optimally, we've decided the best way for our clients to succeed with our abilities. And I just don't see it having a factor. And the only Group X, I will double down, is I want predictable fucking results. That's what people are paying for, results, not possibly getting, and then we have differing target market as well. I'm not looking for people who are doing probably beginners in Group X.
Yeah,
No,
again, like we work with people who yeah, we worked with people who we would want to target them because they've tried Group X and didn't get anywhere. And you're like, that's our niche. Like, there you go.
Correct. So like the last lad was like, he's come to me because he's got a BJJ English Open in 3 months and he wants to prep for it. That person's not doing like Group X classes, unfortunately. And if they are, they're probably BJJ specific. And yeah, with very, very different people that we're talking to. Anyway. So yeah, the last like 3 clients I've taken on, one's about high rocks, one's a like Welsh footballer, and then one's a BJJ guy. I'm like, none of them are doing Group X. High rocks, I guess they could, but some of the stuff about it's madness. I'm just stupid. Like killing myself writing it, but yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun. All right, EMS, Dan. For anybody who doesn't know what EMS is,
you're the oh, sorry, no, I was just going to say, yeah, I'm just trying to find I'm just trying to get up the message I sent you, because I sent you the article and I can't find where it is now. So that was useful. Here we go. Can electrical stimulation improve your gym workout? Fucking hell. No. Long distance rower Lebby Ayres tried exercise in the gym while wearing a whole body EMS suit. She says it felt strange. No shit. I got into the suit and then trainers sprayed me with water and strapped these things around my arms, legs, and glutes, says the 51-year-old. I thought
it's a little bit sadist, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's just like we're back again with this whole like EMS, like, so obviously your muscles be stimulated by EMS, by like this electric current. Oh my God. Like, and it's just like auto caution. I mean, there's people just talking about how great they are and how amazing it is again. And it's just like, no, like the reason you look better is because you trained, not because you had that on while you trained. It's just, if you go to a session, again, look, prices in the US as high as $125. Those in the UK reach as much as £130 per 20-minute session. I mean, if you're going to pay that much money for that, you deserve it. You, in my opinion, you deserve the fact that you're going to get ripped off and get no results from it. Ridiculous. Again, it's come back to this whole thing though. So US exercise physiologist Tom Holland says full body EMS is useful because it can encourage people to do
Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Jesus.
It says because it can encourage people to do more exercise. Squats, lunges, crunches, bicycles, and other exercises are more fun when done through EMS. Are they though? Are they more fun? But again, it's this whole thing about like people need gadgets in order to be motivated to train these days. Like, and again, it comes back to the whole Group X thing. People need the social element, or they need something about it to train. Like they can't, it's not enough to train anymore. You have to have a reason to train. And like I said, people are using EMS now, you know. It's just, as a US weightlifter, a veteran weightlifter, 64 years old, just thinks, it says it doesn't work. The stress put on your muscles by EMS is insufficient to create the microtrauma weightlifting creates. Correct. Absolutely pointless. Just because you stimulate something electrically doesn't mean it is working. Like we know, right, from weightlifting, from training, from the science, you know that the majority of the benefits you get from weight training is because of the mechanical tension in your muscles, because of the external weight and load that's used. Like, if EMS works, do it without training. Well, you wouldn't need to train then, but you have to do it to train. You have to do it while you're training because you need the weight, whatever. Well, then it's because of the weight, then, isn't it? That's doing the thing. So again, it comes back to the whole: if you're paying £130 for a 20-minute session, A, you're a moron, but B, you're going to do the session and you're going to train hard because you've just paid a stupid amount of money to do something. And it comes back to the whole accountability and paying money and the pain it costs to pay money. So I know people who have spent £500-600 a month on food prep, right? And get their meals sent to them. And guess what? They don't eat out because they've just wasted all the money on food prep. So they're going to fucking eat it. They don't want to waste it, right? So it comes back down to like that whole sunk cost thing of going, well, I spent the money, so I'm going to do it. And that is all it is. Like, be like real with you all out. That's the only reason this works. Only reason.
100%. Unfortunately, yeah. I know there's some in the city. That's their whole premise, and but they go around it. Not so much of the like, oh, it's such a benefit for you. It's more of the time cutting feature. It's the whole, you can get your 15 to 20 minute workout Like it will take you this, and normally this to get this production of I don't know calories and strength and all this kind of stuff, it would normally be 75 minutes to 90 minutes. You put in this work, it's just simple maths, and it's just like, oh, they're missing the point. Like, what about all the tendon health and stuff like that? Because I always used to, I'm like, well, I don't think it's an electrical stimulation. I'm assuming has no difference on tendon health and your Achilles tendons. I don't think it has the same because they don't have like the same kind of cell and stuff like that. So I'm just like, it's maybe mostly like elastin and all that kind of crap, right? So I'm unsure whether EMS. I mean, we might be wrong. Alex Krajewski can fucking tell us.
We're not wrong. We're not wrong, mate. We're never wrong. So.
Don't they use EMS in recovery protocols for physiotherapy? That is right.
Yeah. So they use, and again, they used to use it in football clubs.
For stimulation, right? Yeah, it's just like
for stimulation and things like that. And again, it's for muscles that were maybe a bit atrophied from injury, because again, with near the injured limb and all that sort of stuff. Again,
they don't make them fucking move. Like,
well, exactly.
We used to like make them sit down and just put it on their thigh, and then that's it, because they weren't allowed to like put load and stuff on it yet.
Correct. They don't necessarily use it doing high loads. Like they do it using very low loads, or when they're just sitting there, just fresh out of surgery, like fucking okay, let's make sure this works. Let's try and make sure it works. And that's it. And then the second that they can lift weight, guess what? They don't put on anymore. But yeah, there you go.
Fucking annoying. I realized that they're like, all right, it'll take 20 minutes to put on the same calories. It takes fucking 30 minutes putting it on, doesn't it? Getting it back off. So
ridiculous.
No difference in time.
Honestly,
ridiculous. EMS
fitness has gone mad. Fitness has gone madder.
But it's always interesting how it cycles back. Trends come back after 10 years. So yeah, it's interesting. Fitness is interesting. It's ever changing, but highly repeatable. That's an oxymoron, isn't it?
There you go.
All right, mate. Any other business?
Not from me. Not from me. Other than sorry to the guy that we upset saying Group X is shit.
Certain Group X is shit, Dan. Come on, mate. That's your platform. You can say what you like. That's fine. If you want to do group training, hello. Combine. It's not the same as Group X, unfortunately.
It is. That's exactly what it is. I can't believe you're promoting that, Tom. Jesus.
Awful. Just hit us up, shoot us a DM, and you can go straight on it, or you can just go on the link and do it yourself. Wonderful, guys and girls. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.